Hello, vloggers and regular viewers of the Redleaf Securities vlogs. Today, we're super excited to have one of the only, well, the only ASX listed company that has exposure, direct exposure to the fastest economy in the world, in India. The name of this company is Findi Ltd. The ticker is FND. We have the chairman on board. Nick, how are you?
Very, very well, John.
Great to have you on board. Now, for those out there, and I'll bear in mind, Redleaf had a very upbeat speculative buy on FND at $3.62. Currently, FND is trading around the $1.10 mark the last I looked. But anyway, enough of that. Tell the people who haven't read the research report a little bit about Fendi.
Sure. Well, Findi is a digital payments and payments business in India. We currently own and manage over 20,000 ATM locations. We also have more than 16,000 digital merchants across India. We're in every state and territory. Digital merchants are growing by more than 2,000 per month. And more importantly, per transactions, 2.7 million people a day currently use our services.
Wow. Now, in our opinion, Fendi is undervalued. Our research report says $3.61, and that's before a certain announcement that we'll get to after this question. But in our opinion, Fendi's undervalued because I guess the market assumes ATMs are not sexy and they don't really know the sovereign risk associated with India. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure. That's one of the biggest areas my board and I actually had to get our head around when we actually bought 75% of this business a little 2 years ago. We've now been on the ground almost a dozen times over that time, and I speak almost daily with the Indian management team. The one thing that is clear is cash in the Indian economy is going nowhere in the next 15, 20 years' time. I think it'll be a multi-generational problem for them to fix, so to speak, but we have a great cash cow with the ATMs, and we have a growing digital side as well. So we've got the best of both worlds. Self-funding fintech in India is the way I look at it.
Now, the other day, you had an amazing announcement. Now, there is another certain group that also thinks that you're undervalued. That's why they put in $37 million in. Tell us more about the announcement and what it means to Fendi shareholders.
So Piramal have actually been working with us for a little over a year, and they've been conducting due diligence on the business actively for the last 6 months. So again, this is a large investment firm out of India. Their parent company has 10 billion US under management. Piramal Alternatives, which was the entity that actually invested in Findi subsidiary in India, has 1.5 billion US under management. And most importantly, the specific fund that invested in us, the 37 million, as you mentioned, is 75% funded by one of the largest Canadian pension funds out of Quebec. So a great endorsement of both the current operations and the future industry prospects and the ability for Findi to take advantage of that.
Now, tell us the probabilities of that Bombay IPO going on. When do you anticipate for that to happen?
Yeah, so per the announcement, Bombay IPO for us, it's a 3-year time horizon. If we can deliver that sooner, we will deliver it sooner. But our timeline at the moment is 36 months from Piramal's investment. And the one thing I didn't mention is Piramal's investment per that announcement is valuing the business now close to $200 million, and we're still only sitting at about a $60 million market cap in Australia. So still a great arbitrage there between the Findi stock price and the future IPO numbers. And obviously, any future IPO is off growth and larger earnings over the next 3 years. $200 million is the current valuation that Piramal put on our earnings today before any further growth.
Wow, that's why we agree with them. There's a lot of upside there. Now, lastly, let's talk about the business now, where the company's heading in the next 6 months to 1 year. Is the growth going to be from acquisitions, from the ATM business, from the digital side of the business? Please elaborate.
Yeah, so we'll be growing on all facets. We've applied for a white label ATM license, which we've told the market. We're still hopeful that we'll have that before the end of this calendar year. That will enable us to deploy our own white label ATMs, which is a large growth sector for us. We'd like to see 10,000 ATMs, white label Findi ATMs in market within the next 18 months. We also recently won the SBI contract on the brown label side of our ATM business. And we expect there to be another 2,000 or 3,000 new contract wins in that side of the business over the next 6 to 12 months. And then, as you said, and I've said to the market many times now, we are the logical consolidator in the space. And with the war chest that we now have from Pyramel, we have advanced discussions with a number of parties. So we look to have good use of that additional capital in the not too distant future.
Nick, thanks for your time. If anyone wants to know a little bit more about Findi, look at their last ASX announcements. Feel free to contact us with our research report. But do note that research report was just prior to that big announcement. Nick, thanks for your time and congratulations again.
Thanks very much, John, and thanks for all your support.
Thank you.